Well, it's Monday, so you know what it is, what it do, what it is. Thank you for excusing the Grizz on his day off, but a lot of great news to talk about today. Well, some Hideo Kojima rumors working with Xbox, and Xbox maybe working with Nintendo, but then there's some turmoil over at Sony possibly, but it could mean something, it couldn't. But Jason Schreier, he went out and did some digging, and he put out a big article, and we're going to get into all of that right now. Alright, so let's talk about Hideo Kojima and Kojima Production. So last week, a game called Abandon popped up that's supposed to be coming out to the PS5 sometime later this year. And a lot of people confused it and thought it was a Kojima Productions game, but it wasn't. It was an entirely different studio. But what's funny is that same day, Jeff Grubb basically wrote a piece for GamesBeat inside VentureBeat, of course. And he basically said he's confirming that they are, Kojima Productions is in conversations with Xbox to basically sign a deal and maybe publishing their next game. So I'm really interested in seeing that. And now the last I heard that Jeff had said it's in the lawyer phase. And then he even said everything in the back of this specific Phil Spencer interview, he hid stuff in plain sight and he put stuff right in the back, and it's also to let you know about everything that would be meaning some of things to come. Right here in the back you have the Kojima Productions figurine, and then you even have a Nintendo Switch there, and then of course I see the Watch Dogs Legion skull and everything like that. But now they also will be working with the Nintendo Switch. This has all been basically a heavy rumor. Take this stuff with a grain of salt, but he's been hinting at this. Jeff Grubb he's legit journalist, but he also has a lot of information, also known for the Summer Games Mess, Jeff Grubb's Games Mess. So this is really exciting. I can't wait to see whatever Hideo Kojima is doing with Xbox, because that would definitely help Xbox on the Japanese market. And well, with Nintendo Switch, maybe doing a Conker's Bad Fur Day remake or a new Conker game, something. I don't know. Maybe just give us some Banjo-Kazooie and put it exclusive on Switch and they just publish it. Who knows? I'm really interested in seeing what this is. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about all of this. Alright, so let's close out with Sony PlayStation, right? So with all of the good stuff that's going on with Xbox, MLB The Show finally coming to other consoles, and it being on Game Pass day one, they probably working with Kojima, Outriders on Game Pass day one, acquisitions, all of this great press for Xbox. What's Sony doing? Well, it appears that, Jason Schreier, being the great games journalist that he is, did some digging, and he basically wrote up a big piece, but he definitely put up some excerpts on his Twitter, and basically it says new. In 2018, a small team of PlayStation developers tried to build their own studio to remake The Last of Us. Today, the game still exists, but the studio doesn't as we enter the PS5 era. Sony is avoiding risk and prioritizing its biggest teams. He then said Sony's prioritization of the biggest games and studios has created a ripple effects all across the organization. For example, over the last year, Sony Bend Studio, once seen as a rising star, has been assigned to support Naughty Dog and feared becoming Naughty Dog North. Now, they're actually familiar with the Uncharted franchise because they did the Uncharted game on the PS Vita. Rest in peace, Vita. You know, the service, everything's about to be gone very soon. But they also did Days Gone. It received mixed reception, but the game, it was actually profitable, and it actually made a lot of money. It made a decent amount. But then he gave us another excerpt, and it says, this fixation on teams that churn out hits is creating unrest across Sony's portfolio of game studios. Oregon-based Sony Bend, best known for the 2019 open-world action game Days Gone, tried unsuccessfully to pitch a sequel that year according to the people familiar with the proposal. Although the first game had been profitable, its development had been lengthy and critical reception was mixed. So Days Gone 2 wasn't seen as a viable option. So Sony just maybe not making space for the smaller games, or what's going on. There's only space for the Horizon Zero Dawns, The Last of Us apparently, and the Uncharted, but no space for the Days Gone to exist, because Days Gone, while it was received with mixed reception, there was still some potential there. Maybe give them some better funding and a bigger team, and they could have probably gave it a little bit more polish with the sequel. But moving on, he also said, instead, one team at the studio was assigned to help Naughty Dog with a multiplayer game, while a second group was assigned to work on a new Uncharted game with supervision from Naughty Dog. Some staff, including top leads, were unhappy with this arrangement and left. Sony Ben's developers feel they might be absorbed into Naughty Dog, and the studio's leadership asked to be taken off the Uncharted project. They got their wish last month and are now working on a new game. Now, that is absolutely crazy because, well, Last of Us is being remade, first of all, right? I actually wanted to also definitely highlight that. The Last of Us 1 came out 7-8 years ago at this point. One of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite story of all time. Absolutely. Now, I haven't gone and replayed the original one recently, but I know I love the game, and maybe there is some aging things that they want to polish up, but it just seems way too soon for a remaster. But it's also making me think and scratch my chin that, well, there's a Last of Us TV series coming out with HBO, and if they're already working on a remaster, and that's going to be coming out sometime soon, why not release that right alongside the show or right after the show season ends, and people who first hearing about The Last of Us, now they want to play the game from seeing the show because the show is great, and which I'm actually pretty sure it will be. I'm actually really interested, but it's also wondering, like, is there going to be space for some of these smaller titles? And I just really want to know if Sony is taking it serious. We don't know what this is. We don't know what this looks like. This is the first time we're hearing about something this big, but I'm really curious to see where this goes. Do I want another Uncharted game this soon? Maybe not, but who knows? I mean, we would play it. It's Uncharted, absolutely, right? But it would also be nice to see a complete new IP and a new series just take on and take flight. Because Days Gone 2 might be a thing. Maybe a thing eventually, and people would actually like it. I'm just really interested, though, in seeing how this develops. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, though. All right, lads and lads. Once again, thank you for understanding when I take a day off. Please, if you like this video, if you haven't already, go ahead and do that. And if not, hit the dislike button. It's all good. If you're new here, hit that red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you know when your boy is posting. Let me know what you think about everything discussed down in the comments below, especially that situation at Sony and basically what happened to Sony Ben. Are they being absorbed? Nothing is really confirmed, but what do you think? Do you think The Last of Us Part 1, not Part 2, The Last of Us 1 should get remastered? I understand it was basically 2 PlayStations ago, but it was at the end of the PS3 cycle. Let me know what you think about all of that down in the comments below. But lads and lads, thank you so much for watching, and this video is finito.